How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be designated work breaks. Designated work breaks. Here's what I have to say about designated work breaks. Take your breaks. Take your whatever they're giving you, your 15 minutes, your 20 minutes, your lunch 30, 45 minutes. Take your breaks at work. Don't be trying to work through your break. Don't be sitting around shooting the breeze with somebody. I mean, as far as complaining goes, partaking in something that's not upbuilding or healthy. The reason why I mention this, I remember at one job I had in the past, uh, it was a call center job. It was like the second in command at the call center. He was a really nice dude. He had a lot of insight, and he was the type of person, he was gonna work with you on it. And I remember him having a meeting, and because there was a lot of complaining going around, it was a lot of complaining, and this I got off track. I seen a message pop up there. Um, it was a lot of complaining going around at work, and one of the things that he addressed in the meeting was he was like, "Look, you got some people around here that are totally miserable at this job." He was like, "I've seen people standing around, and I'll come up to them while they're talking and they're complaining, and I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm on break." And he was like, "Man, And one of the things that he was telling us as he was talking about this, he says, "Man, take your time away from the job. If you're that disgruntled, go outside, get some fresh air. Uh, go get you something to eat." He was like, "Don't spend your time up off in here complaining and just chewing on and on and on about how things are miserable. Take time out. Take time away from the job. Take time away from the job." And when he had said that, I actually had talked with him sometime later, and I told him how much I actually appreciated that, and that was something that I incorporated into my work life. I would take time away because there was nothing worse than letting the time tick away. You waste a break away, being caught up in some conversation that you didn't want to hear, and then you got to go back into a job that you're already not the happiest with. So take those designated work breaks, and I'll tell you another thing too. Don't try to work through them. Don't try to work through them to get ahead at the job. That does a couple of things. One, it sets you up for failure further down the road, because since you're cheating the system, then this is expected all the time. And I can't think of any state or any place where it's legal for you to be working off the clock. So it's not expected at the job. Even though I know sometimes, they have ways of trying to press you and just kind of some places may want to kind of like look another way with you working through breaks and whatnot. I don't do it. I don't do it. Whatever you're paying me to do is gonna get done in that designated hours that is set up to be done by. I say that because this same job that I'm talking about, this call center job, we were doing this assignment where we were off the phones, and I did a partial there. I was on the phones a period of time, and then I did a job where we were off the phones. Well, we had this job that we were doing that was off the phones, and there was a quota that you had to meet in doing this job. The quota kept going up and up. We gotten some new members on the team. Man, this quota had gotten so high. It was so high, I was just like, man, why is the quota raising like this? Man, this is not possible to be done. And we were bringing it up in the meeting. The supervisor was like, "Oh yeah, such and such is doing it." So they're able to do it. Come to find out, long story short, we actually got put back on the phones because what they had done was they needed people back on the phones. So we got booted out of the job. So people who were at the bottom of the totem pole for getting things accomplished and done, they were put back on the phones. What this young lady was doing was she was working through her breaks and lunch. How could you compete with that? Person has an hour and a half ups on you. It's nothing but an 8-hour work day. You're doing all that you can in 8 hours. She's doing 8 plus the hour and a half. She's working through both 15-minute breaks and an hour. So there was no way that we could keep up with that quota. So at the end of the day, I mean, there was a bunch of us got booted back up on the phone. I don't know what happened to her, but was really aggravated up at the time. And I don't know how her mental state or well-being was up at the job. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't know what she was going through at home. I don't know how that worked out in the long run, whether, she cracked off of that or whatnot. So that's what I mean by I don't know her mental state, because I didn't know that lady like that. So take your designated breaks, because if you don't, you're setting yourself up for a downfall. Okay, my name's Ayin. I want you to stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged, and until next time, you have a good day.